From galaxies and stars, down to atoms and subatomic particles, the very structure of our universe is determined by these numbers. These are the fundamental constants and quantities of the universe. Scientists have come to the shocking realization that each of these numbers has been carefully dialed to an astonishingly precise value, a value that falls within an exceedingly narrow, life-permitting range. If any one of these numbers were altered by even a hair's breadth, no physical, interactive life of any kind could exist anywhere. There'd be no stars, no life, no planets, no chemistry. Consider gravity, for example. The force of gravity is determined by the gravitational constant. If this constant varied by just 1 in 10 to the 60th parts, none of us would exist. To understand how exceedingly narrow this life-permitting range is, imagine a dial divided into 10 to the 60th increments. To get a handle on how many tiny points on the dial this is, compare it to the number of cells in your body, or the number of seconds that have ticked by since time began. If the gravitational constant had been out of tune by just one of these infinitesimally small increments, the universe would either have expanded and thinned out so rapidly that no stars could form and life couldn't exist, or it would have collapsed back on itself with the same result: no stars, no planets, and no life. Or consider the expansion rate of the universe. This is driven by the cosmological constant. A change in its value by a mere 1 part in 10 to the 120th parts would cause the universe to expand too rapidly or too slowly. In either case, the universe would, again, be life-prohibiting. Or another example of fine-tuning. If the mass and energy of the early universe were not evenly distributed to an incomprehensible precision of 1 part in 10 to the 10 to the 123rd, the universe would be hostile to life of any kind. The fact is, our universe permits physical, interactive life only because these, and many other numbers, have been independently and exquisitely balanced on a razor's edge. Wherever physicists look, they see examples of fine-tuning. The remarkable fact is that the values of these numbers seem to have been very finely adjusted to make possible the development of life. If anyone claims not to be surprised by the special features that the universe has, he's hiding his head in the sand. These special features are surprising and unlikely.
Sustainability. A lot of us think about trees, ecology, climate change, but there are so many forms of sustainability, and that is why we are having this festival today. Our theme is sustainability for growth, and to keep all these things sustainable, the Earth, as we've seen in the video, basically have everything well-defined and properly programmed in the way that it should work. As we've designed the experience for this festival, we've thought about it from the imagination of the stars, the universe, the sustainability of the universe itself as a core, and we've brought that concept into sustaining our ecosystem. And that is why we have called Open Source Festival 23 Sustainability for Growth. As you go from Earth to Mars and to Venus, and every planet that we have designed for you today, we want you to think about the fact that every single one of you play a role in the sustainability of the ecosystem here in Open Source Community Africa, across Africa, and across the world. And as you experience the different designs we've designed for you today, we hope that you also have it in mind that we have to think about it, we have to sustain it, and we have to watch our ecosystem grow. From our community, to our conferences, to our mentorship, to our events, to our contributors, and to our maintainers, we say thank you. And to every speaker who is coming up here today to talk about sustainability and how we can sustain the African ecosystem in open source here in Africa and across the world, we appreciate all of you and welcome you to Open Source Festival 2023. Thank you.